Welcome in, you guys. Hey, hey. Look at those pictures. Lori's making you thirsty. I just opened my cream soda today. It's a healthy cream soda. Let me see. It's a different kind of a brand. Zevia. Zevia. Um, oh, yeah. Welcome to WCIA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Monday Fun Day. I hope everyone is taking each day one at a time and staying in a good frame of mind instead of letting yourself run free with all these ridiculous thoughts with what's going on in the world. So peace to everybody, right? Welcome in. Today we have an incredible live. I have a presentation that's really focusing on just a couple people because there are certain points I want to really touch upon and discuss. And again, when I talk about Benny or any of the other YouTube creators, it's not about them directly. Their channels really, really do. And now we're like going into 2.5 June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're going to be going into 2.5 years since Summer Moon Utah Wells was introduced to us. Her case is still open. Every case that we've discussed here is still open. None of them have been solved because they're all the same people that are doing this. These children are being touched by the same group. And that includes Delphi, that includes Kylie Rodney, that includes Gabby Petito. There's many that isn't being discussed in the correct light. You know, the things that people are discussing isn't really the truth beneath the evil. They're not discussing it. They've touched upon it with the F and the blood on the tree, the Delphi case. But I'm pretty sure other cases have that kind of information and they just didn't leak it. Right? Welcome in, Muffin Top. I like those leaves and pumpkins. Muffin Top, Sassafras. Hello, Colleen. Welcome in. G.H. White. Jesse. Lisa. Cammie. Hi, you guys. Videos. Welcome in. I don't know if I've seen you in a while. Crystal. Hello, hello. Deborah. Hi, you guys. Amazing. Justice coming soon. Fiona, hi. Modest Maker, welcome in. All of my subscribers and my members. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And thumbs up on your way in. I don't know, you guys. I think that there's a lot of YouTube creators that know the truth. Hey, Rumple, Vanessa, Colleen. I feel they do, and I feel as if they're really not quite sure how to continue their conversation, because a lot of the YouTube creators' conversation is just, it's getting old. It's getting obvious. And these cases are really sacrifices. And that's what I do here. I try to bring justice to the ones that have been victimized to this kind of sacrifice. Hi, Vanessa. And Summer Moon Wells, like everyone knows, has introduced myself to myself. And I try my hardest to use particular gifts of clairvoyance, channeling, to send you guys messages, information that I see, hear, and believe to be true. Nothing here, hi Marie, nothing here has, long gone, has been proven true or false, right? I could only give it through how I see it and how I understand it. So when I look at photos like the ones you are looking at right now, I see a story, you know, like, it's like, I spy with my little eye. And what I spy with my little eye isn't going to necessarily be what you guys see, right? I see Summer here. And I see Summer here as the leader of the pack, trying to bring justice. And I see Summer right there. Here, when I see photos like this, I could only see one thing, because I am directed to tell a story about the missing children by using images to tell the story. So the story that I have about this photo has, it isn't about where I got it. You're not going to see the same thing. Some people may see it as I speak about it. And many of you may see it because we've been here discussing the same thing over and over. This photo comes from the Beeston Bunch. I love getting photos from their groups, because it helps me tell the story very well. Let me give you an example. This photo captured my eye because the first thing I noticed was what's way in the back. When I see something like this, I see the story of the Summer Moon Wells missing children. I see an opportunity for me to give insight to the law enforcement on where to go find this stuff. So when they go into a home and they're trying to find the missing children, and they're trying to find information, I tell them to go behind the counters, behind the walls, to look for things like that beneath the cabinets. Because when you see something like that, there's an open area that will lead them to the children. And it looks like this. The refrigerator, when I'm talking like this, many a times I'm hoping that the law enforcement will grab this, right? Many a times you're not going to see the refrigerator isn't going to be flat on the ground. It's elevated a bit. The cabinet isn't going to be flat on the ground. It isn't going to make sense. That isn't going to make sense. It's going to be as if there's a box connected to the wall. Pretty simple, right? Someone has to point it out, and that's what I'm doing. So, am I saying that there's a child in the back right now in a box? No. I'm saying look for things like that. Areas that don't make sense. This to me is Summer Moonwell's missing children. This to me is what these groups use to talk to each other. This right here is a perfect example. Make sense of this shit right in the middle of them packing. Placed just like that. Sorry, guys. That's like a bamboo stick sticking in there. You guys have seen this in all the cases. Plaster boxes, painting boxes, shit like this. Even that metal thing. How about that little round pumpkin? So when I see stuff like this, all it does is reminds me of Summer Moonwell's missing children. It reminds me of the items that they use within each child's case. You go to any of the cases, you guys, and you will find these elements. Those white buckets basically look like they were placed in there. But these are the items that they use. They layer the children's faces with other children's faces. These are Summer Moonwell's children. This is the little girl who supposedly was killed by the FedEx guy. Look at all the different faces she holds. Lots. Just like Summer Moon. So to the people that are layering and putting other children's faces upon their faces, we see it. We see it. This child's face is no different than what is created in Summer Moonwell's videos. No different. Look. Who the fuck would do this to a child's face other than if they want to show all the different faces? This isn't even what she looks like. It's not what she looks like. Why? It's because they're putting many other children's faces layering them. Look at these faces. Really look, like take a moment and look. Look at the eyes, all the different sets of eyes. Look at the mouth, look at the teeth, look at the nose. This is what people aren't talking about. How is it that if that was your child, God forbid, right? How is it that the parents don't recognize that their child is being shown many different ways? There are many children within the faces that were shown. And they are not all one, you guys. This is what I try to do here. I try to bring justice to the children, which include the children with no name and the children that have not been discussed. No one's looking for them. No one's looking for them. All this comes from Benny's channel. This is a victim with no name. And now I see our world is just used to seeing and looking at these things without hesitation and without reflecting and believing that it's not true. I mean, now the things that we're seeing on TV, people are just looking at it. We're almost becoming numb to it. This is a victim. This photo really spoke to me today. Really spoke to me, you guys. No one is looking for them. No one is looking for them. There are certain elements within SUMMERWELLS cases that stay very consistent in each case. In order for this group to get away with what they're getting away with, long gone, 16 months, thank you very much. Thank you. Woohoo is right. They need some sort of plan, right? They had to put some sort of a plan together with electronics in order for everyone to talk to each other and get away with these deep fakes. So they're using technology to do this. And they're using some sort of a platform where you're looking through either the cover of a phone, a plexiglass, and this is what it looks like. They've got these covers and they're either behind it or in front, like they're using a cover. So when you see photos of like summer moon, like we saw here, there's a plexiglass. She's behind a plexiglass. Oh, thank you, Long Gone, for that super chat. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. When you look at Summer here, she's behind a plexiglass of some sort. And we saw this in moment number one. We're like, what I don't understand. Like, what is she behind? And at first we're all like, oh, there's a scratch or there's a cut in someone's phone. I'm like, that's not someone's phone. That's how it came to us. That's how it was shown to us. And there's much information that was given day one from this video. It's as if we're looking at a telephone, right? We're not looking at a telephone. They do it something like this. It's like she's behind it. That very first day, that was the photo that gave us these symbols. That was the very first video. These symbols aren't really on each and every one of the videos anymore, because this here that's on her other side of her jacket isn't anywhere anymore either. To me, that was LAN. But it's behind a plexiglass like this. This is a very important thing to recognize. So when you all are looking at photos and looking for clues and saying that's a SUMMERWELLS child, you're looking for stuff like that. That's a bad one. That's behind plexiglass. Is this one? Here. Here is from the Beast and Bunch. I like to use their stuff because they have a lot of stuff. This is behind a plexiglass. Obviously. That's not in a fucking car. Look at that. That's plexiglass. So, photos like this popped up for me today because I'm supposed to be talking about this issue. I never know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's something the authorities are looking into. But I can say that this is huge. It's a massive part of how they get away with it. And this really it all comes from BENNYKEYZ channel. And in these plexiglass that you see here, looks like a phone, right? But interestingly enough, in this particular phone, it has boxes, and then under the box, this F keeps showing up, you guys. It keeps showing up. It is a staple element. It actually shows up many a times where the boxes are, or right where the sacrifices are. Really, really close to the sacrifices. Almost as if they go right next to the victim, but not on the victim. Right next to the victim, something like that. Something like this. But whole entire storyboards are told through these plexiglasses, you guys. So I'm going to be using this as an example. The plexiglass that you see here, now you're going to notice how BENNYKEYZ's face throughout the next few slides shifts. So that's why I don't really give a shit about focusing on him ever, because we don't know who that is. People use faces as a deep fake. BENNYKEYZ's face changes a hell of a lot. When I am talking about like a plexiglass with a rim around it, I'm talking about this section here. And there's boxes back here. This was a very interesting video that gave me so much information that was able to confirm what I see. This video confirmed a few things for me. Bamboo sticks are in here. These mesh-like tubes with a V are here. The boxes, the frames. This goes in the mouth. It really, really, really gave me enough information. I remember that I was able to be like, okay, these are solid. These are solid elements in Summer Moon's cases. All they did was add more greenery when needed. See, like here, I watched the video. I have the video. And Benny's face just kept changing. And many times when the face changes, it's because they're showing the victim. And they're showing what the victim's going through. This person here, if you notice the teeth on the right-hand side, the beard on the right-hand side, it shifts. And as that shifts, the elements shift, and it tells the story of what's happening. This is an element, this and what's on his neck. So if you were to zoom in, which no one zooms in. No one zooms in to really look at the element. That's what I do, because what I see is just that. I look at what's happening on the neck each and every time. This is where it brings me to the elements. So I don't look and get, deep into who can it be. These things are always around the neck. They're always there when I'm talking about sacrifice, when I'm talking about Summer Moon Wells. Summer had this stuff around her neck. And then they deep faked over it so you didn't see it. So you did. No, the plants are fake, you guys. They draw in the greenery to cover things. So they're not in a marijuana plant. There's barely any greenery around them. There's a bamboo stick and maybe a few leaves, but those leaves are drawn in. Those leaves are called deep fake. They're deep fake. So you guys, it's a perfect example how you guys are like focusing, highly focusing in on the greenery, because that's what they want you to do. It's what's behind the greenery that they're trying to cover up. It's the stuff on the neck. That's not the BENNYKEYZ we know. So they want you to focus in on the greenery. See how it kind of tries to disappear? Because it's the elements on his face, it's the elements around him and on this particular victim's body. And then they put greenery just like Tim Mullen always says. He could cover anything with a blade of grass. That's what he's doing. Because the victims have this on them. This is on the cheek. This is on his cheek. This is right here. This is what they don't want you to see. What's going on right here is what they cover up with the greenery. They cover it up. The elements are connected to his face, to his neck, and they do not want you to see it. So when the greenery starts to go away, you've got the mask down there. You have that shit on his face. That's under the blades of grass that are created as the deep fake above what they don't want you to see. That's my job here. It's show you the truth, to show you the story of Summer Moon Wells, to show you this isn't Benny. This is a victim. Most likely, it's about these girls. Most likely, it's that girl right there. It's about them. It's about the girls that went missing when Gabby Petito went missing. Now, do I know that for a fact? No. No. I just could tell it because that's who I see in his eyes. I see her. I see, let me show you closer. Let's see. I see this girl. The girl with the big, huge hairdo. That's who I see under Benny's eyes. And that girl on the right, I see under JLR. And this, I don't know his name, is in the middle of them. See how there's elements? See, I see her face under JLR's. So when I do stuff like this, I tell you what I see. I don't see JLR. I see the girl right here. I don't see Benny. I see her. That's who I see. These girls. These girls, this is who I see. It's about them. This is about them. This video that shows this information is about those girls. That's how I see it, and that's how I hear it. So when I do and say and show you things like this, it brings those two girls justice. Because we're saying here at WCIA, we see you, and we know you were a sacrifice and you were touched by this evil. We see that that's not a normal thing connected to the fake Benny. That is a victim with the heart and the mesh coming out of their head. That's a victim. That is what's under the green, under the greenery. Because they use the greenery as a vehicle to cover, which I call they use as a deep fake. So if you were to remove all this fake green, see how this green is like weird look? There's the mesh with the heart right there. And see how that greenery is fake? Because most likely that's her head. The victim's head. And that's a green face, and there's the number 5. That's what shows. This is what shows to me. And more I speak it, the more it shows. The more I speak it, the more that shows. And it's telling me those girls were sacrificed by the same people that touch upon Summer Moon Wells victims. Same people. So as you could see, all of a sudden the leaves and greenery are gone, because I'm showing you a photo where they forgot to put it on there, but yet it's in the small little corner. So that's the bamboo stick. That's the bamboo stick. And the photos here are nothing more than the victims. The BENNYKEYZ videos really give me the opportunity, you guys, to show you all of this. Each and every victim winds up with a smiley face somewhere in their story. There's that smiley face. It's right there. It's right there. So each and every one of the victims have the same repetitive elements, and they're in there. They're under, if you could get past the stuff that they create to put over, and many times it's either water, trees, grass, leaves, rocks. They use earth stuff. They use, earthy stuff to cover this stuff up. But it's in here. And Benny's face in Benny's videos are my favorite things to go to. They're awesome. And it doesn't give a fuck because this stuff I've been showing. I mean, if that was in my video, I'd be like, what the hell? Right? See, the smiley face is with the bamboo stick that's stuck in the number 5. Right here. So, like, what's in the smaller of the smallest window is the story of Summer Moon. There's your box. There's your smiley. There's your number 5. And there's your bamboo stick. Bamboo stick, number 5 box, smiley face. Look at this. This is the maroon head. Doesn't change. And they're in the leaves. In the leaves. Once you get past the deep fake, once you get past it and understand that it's, just that's all it is, it's a deep fake, then you're able to see the story clearly. See how this person here winds up with this on the mouth? You guys, this is a universal thing. It's something they use a lot. It's very hard to get photos of it, and they have like trees coming out of it, even though there are no trees that come out of this, you guys. Maybe wires and so forth, but this is what's in his over the mouth. This. When I opened up this presentation, I told you that this photo here was very talk to me, and now I understand why. I opened up with this. I understand now what it was trying to tell me. She's passed over and she has something like this on her mouth. It like makes me not want to talk, like there's no energy left here, like they're either passed over but they're not able to speak. And that's what you see here. And on the left side is exactly how they show it. So just imagine this is how they showed Summer Moon's car ride. If you look here, it shows as if it's 2 telephones. There's a split even within the phone itself. Let me show you. Let me open the phone all the way up. So the phones, and I always call them the fake phones, they have all different windows you could line up and look into, right? That's basically what happened to Summer in her telephone. She was in this same kind of a situation. You know, there's your maroon boxes on the top. Like, there's just a lot of stuff in here, but what I'm trying to show you is how they're using this. See the pink nail right there? It's a fingernail. This is how they broadcast this information, right? And this is how I got to where I am to today's presentation. I started it with a picture that is summer. To me, this is summer. I am putting it out there one day. If someone decides to come forth, like one of the Bennies that we don't know, this is summer moon. And I know this through every freaking piece of my body and soul. I have been doing this case since June 16th. Everything that is in here, including the box of the 3 heads, is what I've been following for over 2 years. This is in Benny's video. You could turn it this way, and you could turn it another way if you want to, because there's more than one child here. I'm seriously begging for someone to come forward and just bring the justice home. This photo matches the car ride perfectly, as if this was the original first photo of the car ride. I could copy and paste summer right on top. Boom. Come on, people. Pink jacket she's got on there. Her hands in the same position. This, to me, is summer. I sent this in 2 days ago. It's the most disturbing photo. And BENNYKEYZ, it's in your video. I'm not done with you yet. Because these photos show everything. They show the box. They show her cup. Please say something. This is how Summer Moon was presented to the country as one of her very last photos. This is the car ride photo. This is the car ride photo. There is nothing that could be told to me to tell me any differently. Now I'm going to freak you guys all the fuck out. Benny, if you're watching, God damn it, you better fucking say something. This is the car ride photo. You turn BENNYKEYZ's photo the opposite direction, and you get the top of Candace's car. What the fuck, Benny? This is summer. This here is your goddamn picture that matches more than perfectly, no matter which way I turn it. You have the same trim. How's that possible? You guys, this is the photo I showed you this way. This is summer. Here's summer. This is Candace's. Here's summer. This is Benny's. Okay? Summer. Turn Benny's. No, I'm going to turn Candace's to the side. And crop hers. I'm going to show you. Turn hers this way. And Candace's car fucking matches Benny's car. Right there. Notice how they both have the same maroon box in their car with the white thing sticking out. Here's the maroon box. Here's the maroon box. White thing. White thing. Seriously, you guys? This shit is a fucking copy and paste. Benny's car. Candace's. Benny's. Why isn't this being looked at from the law enforcement? It's the same photo. This photo of Summer, that precious little face, is this photo. Not only does her face and head match up, the trimming of the car matches up. Summer, summer. Same trim as if Summer is laying in Benny's car. can't justice come soon? I don't see how. This is the photo, the very first photo. If you unlayer it a little bit, this is what it looks like. Layers or no layers, you guys. This shouldn't look like Benny's car. Look. Boom. Oh, I'm not done yet. Let me show you. Let me just brighten this up. The trim, let me see if I could get it in a colored better. These are the boxes. These are like the, let me turn it. This is what you see in the back of the car. So I just, in Benny's, I turned it and trimmed it. So this is what Benny's car looks like, turned this way. So now I'll turn Candace's the same way. It's on an angle, so it's a little, let's see. I like to turn it upside down. Let's see. Let me crop it. So, truthfully, I think this is pretty damn good information, personally. I think it is. Let's see. Okay. This and this. These are what's the same, you guys, as well. This is the same as this. Let's see if I turn it a little. Copy. There we go. There. Those are the boxes. Those are the boxes. So, I'm not done yet. So these are a match. Summer, in a lot of the videos of her in the back seat, people are like, she's got something in her mouth. She's got something in her mouth. And she does. Yeah, people put, what it is they do manipulate these videos, but when you see that the story stays the same and they have the same story, then they're all together on something because they're telling the same story. This story that Benny keeps telling with the box, see how the box is above Summer? But he holds these boxes. And when you look really close to these boxes, they have an image, even though, okay, we're smart enough to know that there's not little teeny people in these boxes, right? So in these boxes, it mimics the sacrifices. So let's say they're really just trying to show 3 bones of people. Well, when they do these videos, they are showing information. So what Benny's box here is showing is that There's 3 of them together. This is what's in Benny's box. Right? This is what's in his box. This box is something he has been showing for over 2.5 years. I followed this box. I remember the first time I saw it. I'm going to show you. Here, it shows that the story that they get injected with something. And this is part of the process. This is part of the process. These little boxes tell a story. The photo to the right is what the outside world looks like from the people inside. That's about all I get. Where's the box? Wait, 17. Oh, it's down here. I'm going to bring it up. That box I have been following since way back. Benny has been holding this box for a really long time. What you see in that box is basically the same information that he's showing again with Summer. So these are not new. It's not a new concept for Benny's videos to show these boxes. They're sacred. They're sacred. They're worth a lot of money. No one talks about this part of where the kids went. This is not in discussions. But it's known about, and this is the part of the story that the kids want me to tell to bring them justice. These represent them. This may look unusual to us, but this represents the victim. What you're seeing right here represents the victims, as well as this. This here is the same thing. These boxes could be found. Someone needs to bring them to the information. The list is something like the list that we have from the Christmas tree list. The Keymasters know what happened. I'd love if Benny would spill the beans, whoever Benny is. He's not the Benny I know. But the Benny that knows what's going on is aware of this channel. Is very aware of it. These are the boxes. What's being held here are the trophies. These trophies they get placed. We don't know who these people are, but what he has here in the car is equivalent to the same thing as this thing. This is what he has up in the right hand corner. It's let me grab the photo. This thing. It's got the heart on it. So these are real. These are trophies. And these are different bennies, see? This is the one that has eyelashes, like thicker eyelashes, like they look wet, or they look like there's mascara on them, but there isn't. Eyes are really, really dark. So and then the Benny on the bottom right hand side also has the elements that we call trophies that they gather, and they're worth a lot of money. So these are on these bennies, see? They're on these bennies. It's on him. So each and every like frame from this video has this stuff on him. And they're all different. They are not all the same. There's many different people that carry these tasks on. There are many different, should I say, bennies that fill this obligation to the team. I don't know. I think one of them... Oh, that was weird. I think one of them may come forth. I don't know. But they're always layered. See the bloody thing in the back? So each and every one of these photos shows a different story. Let me show you the last one. But it's as far as the law enforcement, I mean, these stories are not, they're not being sheltered. It's not being hidden. These elements are so disgustingly obvious, and they are placed right in these videos, but no one's looking. This is what he's holding in his hand. These are elements. They're elements. All of a sudden, that thing in his hand turns into a green blob, right? But more importantly, like, this isn't his son. So I'm not showing his son. it's not his son. That's all I know. But this here, let me bring this up. This photo to the right. These are like the white masks. These are like the faces. You see a guy's head on the bottom of Benny? There's like 3 Bennys in here. Maybe 4 because there's one all the way to the left. But here, I'm going to point this out even though it doesn't, I don't really give a shit. 1, 2, 3, and then there's a victim over here. Most importantly, what we're looking at is the element that he's holding. And then look at the tattoos. Those change. Those tattoos we've seen before. Actually, on Cracking Case's face. Wait, it was on that, like that square one. It looks like a bar scan. It was on Allie's face. And then we have Summer in the upper right-hand corner, which I'm going to blow up because I want to. With her box, with her little container. Her maroon boxes are right there with her. And whoever's over her face, it's right there. That is Summer. That is Summer just as much as this is Summer. These are Summer. Little baby. Can't stand it. So this is what's going on in the car, right? And whoever this is doing part of the cleanup. That's what comes through. It's just part of the debris I'm getting, like part of it's the gross sick shit. Like get rid of, like it's like the debris, like pieces maybe. Like this. Like these are pieces. But this goes on throughout the video, and I'm going to show you that in the smaller little photos is where you're going to get really the best information. And you have to really pay attention to the details and the elements because they're in here. The V's in here. The pink nail is really important. Benny now has a pink nail. And that's the V. This is he's holding the container. See how you don't know who that is, but that's a pink thumbnail. That's a pink thumbnail. This box is really, really important. But that is a woman's pink thumbnail. And that's the V. And what's in his hand is this box. This is what's in his hand up here. But this is the V. And that's not Benny that we know of. Right? Thank you guys all for all these amazing words. And all the ones. There's the woman's nails. There's the white heart all the way in the left hand, all the way up on the top left hand corner. Or the red heart with the white outline. That's the box he's been carrying around with him. This was shown way back in the beginning. 2021, I believe. Now, I'm not showing his son's face in this one. But what I am showing is the drawing and what's going on in this room. Because this is what the rooms look like down under. This is what they look like from a victim looking up. The predator, being whoever this man is looking down. These kind of drawings are done by the victim. These are done by the children. These are drawn by them. I think they do their own doodles. That's a victim. It's a victim's head. I wanted to show you something really interesting. Jeremiah has been gone. He was the little boy found in a suitcase. He was gone for 10 years or something. How is it that they look at how much they look alike, Benny's son and that little boy. The little boy, it says Jeremiah, was the little boy found in the suitcase. The resemblance is remarkable. The resemblance, it blew me away. Now, I don't know who this is, if it's his son or not, but I'm thinking it's not. I'm thinking that his face was used to show a victim, because this is what Benny has connected to this little boy's arm. I'm not really quite sure what that is. What the fuck is this? It's like a fake tattoo. This was just really interesting to me. And then in the back of his neck. That's why I was like, This little boy is Jeremiah. This one. This is Jeremiah that was found in the suitcase. The resemblance is crazy. The resemblance is crazy. It's Jeremiah. But this is very wrong. This is very, very wrong. Extremely wrong. To me, this is what an underground area looks like. I've shown this before, but I wanted to put it. This is what an area looks like that's down under. And that's a victim. This is the whole day that I believe what it looked like was Summer's sacrifice day, maybe. It's a day that, not the sacrifice day, it's a day that things happen, like something different. Like, this person wasn't supposed to be involved. Now, I'm not saying it's Benny, I'm saying whoever is playing this role here was never supposed to be involved with Summer's disappearance. But they were. This here these are trophies. These are two different faces put together as one. So this is one person. Let's see if I could put it together as in a face. Copy. So this is one person. This guy. That's one person. And then this is the other person. This person, just all he has is he consistently is carrying the little pieces of trophy with him. It looks like the same day that Benny has the video of him going to their house and he's swinging on the swing. He's wearing the same outfit. See his hand? These are trophies. These are trophies. And they are very important. Oh, Scott Scholes. Yeah, he sort of looks like that guy that was underground, right? He looks like the dude that's underground. I think this is what you're going to say. Looks like this guy, right? Whoops. This guy. Looks like that guy, right? The long face. So as you could see, that's not those aren't tattoos. This is Benny's day with his son, and I just get a lot more information. And at the end of the day, what I'm doing is I'm telling the story. I'm telling you the story is being told through his videos. And what I'm also pointing out is it's not him, so I'm not picking on a Benny. This Benny has multiple faces. Multiple. His eyes change. His beard changes. His hair changes. The car changes. And these are particularly, this is, when I say goes down under, the picture to the left is from Molly Golightly. The picture to the right is still from this video of Benny at the car. I've showed this before. I'm not going to show the person's face because most importantly, I want you to see how they're looking down. It's really important that the law enforcement knows they need to look down under. So when they look into something, they have to keep going further and further and further down into the ground. It's not going to be the first layer. It'll be the third or the fourth. Just like these videos, we are going back and forth, and my God, how many different faces. Different faces show up every time I show you a video. And it's not one or two faces. Here, neither one of these look like any of the Bennys we've seen. Wait. Here's a good one. Here. But he has the equipment on his face. So he's double-headed. None of them look like the Benny, and that dude has the equipment on him. It's up to the law enforcement to figure out what to do with this, but this is part of the children's story. All of this. They've all seen these masks. They've all worn them. They all know that they don't know who these people are. If they had to line them up and point them out. They couldn't do that. They just can't. It's part of how they cover this shit up. Here's that green thing. This Benny has a lot of hair. Look at the tattoo on his arm. It's a 5. Like, these things change. Like, let me turn it this way. This way. Here we go. So the tattoo, so this, usually the 5 is how it tells me how to hold things, right? So here he has the 5 on his arm. Right there, so I turned it. There's the 5. Or do I have to turn it again? Let's see. No, I guess this way. This way. Or this way. See how all the elements are always on him. 5 is on his arm. And it continues. The back seat of the car shows equipment. I like to blow it up because I never know if you guys could see it well or not. So I always like to bring it in and make it bigger. It's so much better here. It's the back seat of the car. See something, say something. And obviously that's not his son he's dragging around. Let me show you. So don't say I'm showing his son, because I doubt his son has this stuff on him. See the number 5 hanging from the neck? The V hanging from Benny's face. It's not Benny. This is from Don Wells's video. I like to keep this stuff in here because it's really important. I showed you, actually I pulled this up front earlier. Those leaves are fake. This situation, I never bring JLR up, but I have a video of his. I'm going to start bringing his stuff in. This is the video that speaks the most to me, and I'm going to have to do a reading on it. Absolutely. It's just very unusual, but there's a lot going on in that video. I'll bring it in next time. I wanted to show you how certain creators I've been following, even though I don't bring them up often. I went back to review some of their stuff. And it's got nothing to do with them directly. This is Tyler something. I don't even know. But his videos gave me the opportunity to show you guys images of sacrifice, images that are happening within these cases, and how they really, really match up with the Idaho 4 and SUMMERWELLS, all of them. But there's certain images I pulled because you're going to see the resemblance in boxes that we haven't seen this close up, other than in the Idaho 4 videos. So these are sacrifices, right? These are sacred boxes. You saw these boxes throughout the Idaho 4 videos. They like layer them up with the students standing under them, on top of them. They like to layer them when you see them on each other's, let me see if I grab one, on each other's shoulders. It's the picture that I have that's, let me see, Idaho, of the kids under the stairway. I don't think I'll be able to pull it up. I saw it today. Wait. I should have grabbed it. Might be in this one. Might be in this one. It's really funny. This came from the Idaho 4. Look at the zip ties. Look at their legs. How weird is that? As I'm looking for this photo. It's a weird thing, I think. No. Anyways, I'm not going to find it. But this shows SUMMERWELLS cases. It reminds me of the children. It shows to me much of the conversation that we're having right now are in these videos. This guy here, let me grab this one. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, I covered it. Wait. This photo to the left, it's a solid element. Like, this is like a very solid element that we have throughout all the cases. That. And that's in his hand. And you've got the heart on it, and it screams sacrifices, the SUMMERWELLS sacrifices. This is something that has been seen by the children. This is something that's shown by the children. This is recognized by the children. This right here right here and then look what he has in his mouth. Look here, there's always a red heart with the white around it, right here. He's got the thing in his mouth, and these are all the elements, you guys, that they bring to the sacrifices. These are sacrifices. These are elements that are brought to the sacrifice, to the ceremony, to the ceremony. And these, to me, are ceremonies. Just like this. This, to me, is telling me the story of Summer Moon Wells. It's speaking the spirit's voice. It's telling us to pay attention. It's telling us to look and not to look away. This here is what these sacrifices look like. This is what they look like, you guys. Cages look like this. This is what the cages look like. When I tell you they're with their number 5 box, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you. That the kids are with their box. They're with their box. What you see here is this thing. That bird is on top. This somehow is this. I don't know. All I know is this is with this child. This is what a sacrifice looks like. This is the end of the sacrifice. This is their box with the L. This is This is what it is, you guys. And this is with them. This is with them. These are the children. What you see, the other side is what's behind the closed gate, and it's no different than what I'm showing you. The only difference is this I'm showing you from the outside. There's this little girl's name on here. I think it says Christy, but it's the number 5. These are the boxes that they're showing in there. These are the boxes that you see here. They're selling them. You see. These are being sold. This here is no different than what I showed you up here that Benny has. This thing here in the window, in that window, right down here in the window, it's the same thing as this. That's that. That is that. And then those boxes, remember these boxes behind him, because those are very significant. You'll see those again. These are the children. This is their story. And this is how they get justice. Right there, you guys, is their story. This is what happens to them. Just like this. It's a great example. So this is what I told you was in the paint buckets. This silver thing, which always shows up. This here was in the paint bucket. Right here. This is what I showed you in the beginning. I'm like, I know you guys don't know the story and you may not know what I'm talking about, but see how all of a sudden this is in the middle of that right there? This is what I just showed you in the Beast and Bunch photo right in the beginning. I said, this photo tells me the story of elements. And I showed you this picture. Right? I showed you this photo. And I said, this section right here is basically what you're looking at. This here, with those pliers in there and that grassy thing, is this. This here that I was talking about. So what you see in that bucket there, let me blow that up. So that was from the beast, and I'm like, this really talks to me. And I'm like, even those plier things I see all the time. And I said it looks like a pumpkin-like, but it's mesh. This is what I'm talking about. This is this. See? See how that works? When you know your elements? They show this in Harmony Montgomery's videos. In the one that I say, oh, those are the Delphi kids. I'm like, those are the Delphi kids. And I'm like, she's got a hat on. That exact bucket is sitting right there. Here. Oh my God. And that's how you know. I'm going to show you. This is how you know you're right when it goes right to it. Here it goes. Okay. This here Alright, let me make this smaller. Here. Okay. This here was so obvious to me that this was Delphi. So these are a match. I'm like, there it is. It's right there. And I said that that was one of the Delphi kids. This here told me the story that it was. That's what I looked at. And I saw, there's the number 5, and I saw her. And when I see elements, it tells me to stop and listen to spirit, right? It tells me to stop. Stop and listen. I looked at all of this, and then there's the boxes in the back. Whoops. So these boxes in the back, let me show you how those here are the same boxes I just pointed out to you guys. Let me brighten them. Like whenever you see these boxes, you know it's part of these sacrifices, and they're right there. They're showing it right behind her. Right behind her. And that's what matches in these videos. Those are the same boxes that are in the back of these guys. Those are the boxes that turn into these. But that is pretty significant. And it's right there. And then the foot is a complete disaster. Complete disaster. Then there's just a layer. This is the same photo, but it's just like layers are overlapping. And when that happens, I like to look at it. Just nothing happens on accident in these cases. Nothing. I wanted to show you how the beast in their eyes always do this, and that's because they manipulate the photos and the fake people and the images that they create through the eyes. Many a times these images aren't them. They're just created. I believe that Kylie Rodney went through this kind of a situation here, just like this. And I see Kylie Rodney was in a car just like this, with older people just like the Beastons, not to say it was the Beastons. I'm saying that I see her with a group like this. I see Kylie in this photo. The one to the right. I see Kylie. I see that this stuff was manipulated. And I see that Kylie went through a sacrifice just like this with similar kinds of groups of aged kids. I feel there's a difference in the groups. There's a difference in the levels. But here, throughout particular videos like this one, this was the party that was had the night that Kylie's party was. And I feel as if this is Kylie. That this is Kylie. That's how I see it. You know, they show the inside of these cars. Usually it's from the Beaston group that I grab these from. And I always say it's a fake car, fake car, fake car. This is what the fake car in the front looks like with the fake person sitting in the front. This can't be unless it's a robot or unless it's just a fake person with its legs sticking in boxes that are in the front of the car. This cannot be a person's legs. Humans don't do this. And this is supposedly her in the front. Humans' legs don't do this. Go into boxes. The seat is pushed all the way back, and this is what it looks like. The inside of the car. This is impossible. So pay attention. Really pay attention to the story that is trying to be told. I go back to this group because I get information on Summer Moon. I get information and the elements show to me just like they did from day one as to where and what happens. These are sacrifices that happen beneath the surface, but they're always behind these plexiglass doors. It happens within a reflection of a room behind the room that these people are in. These rooms are hellhole rooms. This is the box. This is behind plexiglass door. This is happening behind the plexiglass door. This is what's happening. So no matter how you slice and dice this, this isn't normal. So, but this is what we see all the time. The heart. Look at the heart over by the couch. But look at the plexiglass door. And the box. There is no difference than how you see the legs here as you do in the fake car. Here they are in the fake car. Why? Because they're probably sitting in a chair. Let's see if I could turn these. In a chair like that. They're not in a car. See? That doesn't help. Those legs, those straight ass legs, might as well be these green legs in here. This same video, I have to point this out. I have to point this out because this is a little baby. And the child that they take out of the car seat isn't a little baby. The child that they wind up taking out of the car seat is a big boy. He's a big boy. He's not a little child. Let me see if I could I didn't want to show his face. But this is a baby. It's shouldn't be, is what I'm saying, a little baby. Their child is big. Let's see if I have a little photo. I have their file right here, but okay, wait. Oh, interesting. I've got a bunch of photos I didn't even put in here. Well, their child is not little like this. They're not babies. And when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? So I need to point this out. But as little as the baby they're making it look, the hand is so big. And then what's happening in this room is what you see the right-hand side. That's what you saw in the Idaho 4, you guys. What you see on the right-hand side is no different than what I just showed you in Tyler's video. There's no difference. What you're looking at here, the right-hand side, is exactly the same thing that I showed you the kids on their boxes. It's the same thing. This is that. It's not different. What's the difference? They make it glorious because they put it in a Beast and Bunch video. So they glorify it. There's nothing glorious about it. Because it's the same thing that they're showing. That's a head on a fucking platter. That is this. All of those colors match what Tyler, even though it's not Tyler, is holding as all of the trophies. All of that might as well be mushed in his hand as all the trophies. This shit travels, you guys. Travels. This is what you see up top of their box. No different. No different. This stuff is exactly what the Idaho 4 was doing during their last days. Same thing, you guys. They're sitting in the same boxes the night of their party. What's the difference? Let me show you something. What is the difference between what you see here and what you see here? Wait. Look at it, they're sitting in the back. That's what they did to them. This here, look at her face. Look at her face. And this is what's happening in the back. No different. There's your pink nail, by the way. There's always a pink nail. Right there. This is a sacrifice. That head is doing the same thing as this. These are all the trophies, all bundled together. Look at her face. See what she has on her mouth? It's common. I just showed you it. They're all sacrifices. All of them. All of them. That kind of a buggy. Those are the buggies that were, pushed. They're pushed. Oh wait, let me see if this one's better. Here. Here's the back. See, these guys have them in these things. See that? You see this. These girls, this is the same party, are back there in the number 5 boxes. See these boxes? They're the same as these. Same fucking story. Same story. It is the same story, you guys. And these boxes are key if the authorities really want to follow the elements. They will see that this Idaho 4 was nothing more than sacrifices. And what you see in all of Xana Kernoodle, whatever her name is, tells the story. And it matches everything that I show. See the whole... see the wall in the back? See, there it is. What you see right here is the story these guys are telling. It's that simple. It's that simple. Let me bring it in more. This here becomes this. This. It's the same fucking thing. There's the head under his elbow. Look at them back there in the back. The window all the way in the back, covered by a window. I don't know who he is, but this is what they're doing. And that little teeny baby absolutely, positively is not his child he's taking out of the car. The answer is no, it's not. This child has a goddamn helmet on his head. Come on, you guys. These are children and babies that they're doing sacrifices to. Children and babies that they're doing sacrifices to. That is obvious that that is not his child. Here, I'm going to blow it up even more so you see that his head is in a goddamn head held. Something on his fucking head. It's not how he took him out it's not how he took him out. It isn't. I have the videos. That child is a big child. Something is fucking wrong with that. Now he's trying to get the I don't know what he's trying to do. But now the child looks bigger. And it's not a little teeny. Now it's got these long legs. But the head is still in a contraction. Little teeny baby. Now this child's getting bigger. This also shows the part of the sacrifice. It gives me a great opportunity to show what happened to Ethan and what happened to Kylie. This is in everybody's videos, you guys. The rope. And this makes no sense in their video. It's like it was placed in there for no reason. Just plopped in there. Oh, I showed you these. Are zip ties. I wanted to show you that this was what they showed in Sigma Chi. I was going over their videos, as you could see, and you guys have to understand that this was shown in Sigma Chi. This to me is the footage they used to set Bryan Kohberger up. This is one of Sigma Chi's videos. See how I jumped from one place to the other? Sigma Chi's videos. This here to me is the same footage as Bryan Kohberger's car. I don't know what this is, but it's in their video. Makes no sense. But that's how they had it. And a lot of things that this group has makes no sense. None. Because this is really what they made his car look like. And to me, it's a bunch of crock of shit. Let me grab Brian's car. Let me flip it. Okay. This is Brian's car. Really? Look. Wait, let me turn it a little bit. Paste. Turn it so it goes straight. This, I feel, is the same thing. Because this makes no sense, and neither does this. None of this makes any sense. But I feel like these guys, this is like their video. I feel as if that group has a lot to do with it. I do. I feel like, yeah, I do. Because all their videos have a ton of information to give, and nobody is looking. Let me open this a little bigger and see what we're missing. Oh, a lot. It goes all the way this way. Wait. This photo. Am I muted? Oh, I was muted. Unmuted. This is the whole photo. I mean, look how weird that is. Right? Weird. So in going back to this, these ropes, this is what Ethan and Kylie were shown doing in a video. Okay? This information is something that this is just telling me I need to collect more information on this from their particular videos, because this to me screams sacrifices. I've seen this many, many times. Many, many, many times. It's the way that this is laid out. It's the whole thing. That little thing right here is what Kylie Rodney and Ethan Chapman have in their photos. Like they were holding on to one of these handles. So when that happens, I collect. See, it doesn't appear to be what it's supposed to be. Like there's a whole different situation going on here. It's not what it started out to be. So that rope is doing something other than this. Like everything has changed. Like what I'm seeing spiritually, what I'm seeing is this situation has taken a turn. Like I just see Ethan Chapman. It's I don't know how else to say it. I just see Ethan. I see Kylie. So take it for what it's worth. That's what is happening here with me psychically, is those two touched something like this. This was part of their sacrifice that I'm able to see. I mean, Summer Moon winds up in a water like this too, but right now I'm grasping the two older ones, Kylie and Ethan, in here. Kylie and Ethan in here. Wait, you guys, just give me a minute. So this here So there's that thing just hanging in the middle of nowhere. So this is what I tell you was with Ethan and Kylie. Wait. This right here is what I said. Now, I don't know where that's in the middle of nothing, but to me it's connected to this. This is what happened to them. Right, so you guys, so this tells me the older Kylie and Ethan more so. Like the, turn this. So it goes this way. See, because there's an F in here, so I make sure that the F is placed correctly. It's on the bottom. It's an F. And there's an E. Look at his hand. See how it goes down? See how this is actually fucked with? Like, see how all the different images are coming through? This is what this is, Ethan Chapman. This is Ethan. See, I'm getting this is Ethan. That's what I'm getting, that this is Ethan. So there are letters in here. Let's see. There are lots of letters in here. But the one down here, I feel very strong presence. See you guys right here. So even if you see it or not, it just, what happens is it just speaks a story, right? There's an E. There's an upside down E or 3. Here's a 5. This is an E or a 3. This is a 5. This is an F. An E. This, to me, is saying Ethan Chapman. I feel Ethan Chapman and Kylie Rodney with their videos, particularly their videos. So when you look at this, what gets collected in the trunk is what I've been showing you. This gets collected in the trunk, and what's in the trunk, it's not like it stays the same. Their image changes throughout the video. So these are the same. This is within seconds of each other. So what I'm telling you is the image changes to tell the story. It's not like, oh, you're going to put groceries in your back seat of your car, and then you look back there and it looks, all of a sudden they're all scrambled and looks different. Well, someone had to do that. So what happens with these guys is this here is telling the story of this part of this situation. This is after they collect everything, right? This is what I've been showing you. So this is the same car ride within seconds of this. So we know these are the boxes. It's just what it is, right? Within moments, they're just telling the different part of the story. But what you're looking at are the same boxes that have been part of every one of the stories I go over here. But I just showed you how it's part of the Idaho 4, right? It's part of Summer Moon. It's part of what goes in these little things. What's in these little things shows the pieces that they collect. And it all comes down to this little box like this. It's the pieces. They all go to one place. But see, that's the number 5 box in there with the maroon face, white face, yada, 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 yada. This here is telling the same freaking story. See, because I have followed my elements for over 2 years, I know what the story is. If you know what the story is, then you could put these elements together. And they don't change. Never, never, never do they change. Ever. They just don't. So what you're looking at is basically telling you the story of this person's head. This is the story they're telling you. Because they have to. You see? So that's why I can't worry about who's in the photo, because it doesn't matter. We're telling the story for the children, right? Whatever fucking Benny is doing here with his box, right here, this is the home run. This is what he's bragging rights. His bragging rights to this. Same thing. Right? They're not going anywhere. They're just showing it differently. And this is what this guy has on his chest. The same thing is like White Boy, whatever his name is, and Benny. And then he has a smiley face on it. The thing that he has on his chest is the same L that White Boy wears. It's the same L. Like, are we trying to understand something here? Like what? You know, all of these coincidences and all of these same elements added up for 2+ years. This is what's on. Let me make his bigger. Plus, he's got the smiley face. It says long bombs. And his mouth looks like something's wrong with it. His mouth's all bloody, but I'll show you that in a minute. Copy. Let me bring his mouth down. This is what his head looks like. So there it is. It's right in there. Now, his head is just telling me a sacrifice. It's pretty bloody. Look in his ear. Got stuff in his hair. Like he's just is covered in shit. That's the face. And these are the L's. It's the same L that I showed you was beneath SUMMERWELLS' tree. And it's the same L. There's the E and the S. Oh, interesting. Interesting, you guys. Those letters match the water. That's from the Idaho 4. You see the letters, the E, the 5. Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. That picture's from inside the Idaho 4 window. Look. Would I have to make it littler? These are the same symbols. I believe we have a match. Let's see. Let me see if I could brighten it up a little. We do have a match. Motherfucker. Look at this. So this is from the Beeston bunch. And the one to the left is the Idaho 4. Let me match these up correctly. Wait. I got to turn them. Here. Alright, I'm turning them. Wait, guys, give me a moment. The 5, the E, the 3, the S and the L and the R are in there too. Oh, S, L, R in here also, you guys. Look at this. So, this is from the Idaho 4 case. So depending on how I turn it, Depends on how it matches. So this, see, goes this way. And on the bottom is the S and the R, so there's like a S and the R. Or is it this way? These match. It's this way or this way. See? You guys see that? Wow. Interesting. And this to me shows that it goes down under. So when I look at this, again, it has nothing to do with them, is that they're being placed. They're being placed. And these things are hidden under the ground and down under. That's what I know, and that's what it's showing me. And that each time I look at these kind of, photos, it just gets clearer and clearer. Like that little V hanging, as little as you think it is, it's just as little in other cases. It shows those little V's. That little V shows, throughout the elements of the stories that I tell you guys. So like how many times are we going to be looking at that little V until someone says, yeah, that's exactly the same little V. Grab this one thing, you can see it. Basically, this big ass thing that's on Benny's face represents the little V. We didn't talk about that. And the little V is what's in his hand. It's probably hard to see. Let me blow it up. I'll crop it. This here is a very major trophy that gets collected, and someone very special keeps it. It's this. It's it's not something that everyone gets. It's not. And when Candace was on, this is important, when Candace was on the video with Benny, they showed a lot of information, and I collected it obviously, but many a times I push so you guys see certain information that's important within cases, right? And I decided to put these two together again so I could show you how important that V is that is being shown in the Idaho 4 to the left. These are little pieces, right? That V that's there is this no different than this V I just showed you. Where'd it go? It's not going to paste. Right? That I just showed you with Benny. So I'm going to turn it this way. So what's happening here next to her face is the same thing as this, as is the same thing that Candace is showing in her room. All these little critters. We call them critters. I'm going to turn it. But this one happens to be right in the picture with Idaho 4. These are little critters. And that's what's here right next to her. And they show it throughout the videos, throughout all the videos of the Idaho 4. All of them. Let me see what called. You know, people's stories are falling apart. Don's is completely falling apart. He can't remember what he said 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he couldn't remember what he said the day before. He couldn't. It's funny. His story just isn't the same, and it's really fallen to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play some audio as the end of this presentation. The audio is going to just give you a little bit of information on how his story has consistently changed. Now, let me see who I pulled it from. I pulled a couple. I'm going to put them up here. I don't know whose channels these are, but it's audio that back when many channels used it. So it's been played over and over, so I'm fine playing it. It's been around for 2 years. I'm going to let you guys listen to this, and I'll stop it periodically.
Okay, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Can you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just the time that you called her that day about what time was that?
Like how far in between calls, between you and her having that call when she's picking up prescriptions to she's calling you saying Summer's missing? Do you know how long?
Yeah, I honestly can't say, but I remember. The only thing that I can remember was thinking, well, I might as well just work late because they're busy doing other things and there's no point in me going home because I don't want to go home and sit there by myself. So I figured I'd just work late that day. And that's, yeah.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. He just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that there was some dude looking at the little kids.
There's well, everyone knows, you called your wife. Could you kind of give us a little details about that? Do you kind of remember, was it morning, afternoon, later afternoon when you called her? Do you remember how that conversation went at all? Because Hunter's saying you called about, two people touching children or whatever. So could you kind of tell us if you remember what time the call was and how that conversation went?
Well, the only thing I know, I call her from time to time just to see what she's doing, and she said that she's taking care of some prescriptions or whatever. It seemed to me that it was later than that, but because I made up my mind, well, they're busy doing this and whatever, I might as well just stay late at work, so I was working late.
Hey, Don. Your wife messaged me and said that you was at home at 3 o'clock hour, and I have that as evidence. She did not want nobody to know you was at home.
That's not true. How could she message you that if that's not the case?
Do you have...
I mean, why would she say something?
Precisely. And that's what it's...
So there was a...
Watch how he watch the eye.
So they was at the lake, and then Hunter and this, I guess they went, she called, and just come by the house, and she begged her to take Hunter to the lake with them so he could swim a little bit.
So right there, that didn't happen. So the story changes, you guys. This is, listen to what he says.
So they was at the lake.
Look at the eye. Watch how what happens to the eye. It's like it's... Look. This happens every time these guys go to wipe their eye. It's almost like they're digging their eye out of their face. See? Look how weird that is. Look at the eyeball. This shit happens. It's like they're showing it. Look at that. Now, this is what I mean by showing sacrifice in a photo. All you gotta do is play it slow. Boom, like what just came out of his eyeball. Look at that photo. Look at his ear. Look, it's very bloody. It's very bloody. Does no one notice this stuff? Look at his ear. Look.
They was at the lake, and then Hunter and this, I guess they went, she called, and just come by the house, and she begged her to take Hunter to the lake with them so he could swim a little bit. And seen them videos, and then I took her back and just said everything was okay in that situation between them.
Yeah. Which situation?
Sir.
Which situation, sir?
This is all our property here to the left. All this. Our house is up there at the top. All this is our property. So I turn.
He keeps saying we's the problem.
Turn right in here. There was never somebody that just disappeared. Without a clue that I had. And I know I'm sure it happens, but not that I've ever seen in my life. Well, when there's an abduction, I mean, what else would you call it? Yeah, I don't understand that. You know, but yeah, somebody was either hiding in the weeds there, waiting for the shade to come in the basement. But yeah, I mean, we weren't 30 feet. They weren't 30 feet away when she got off. Yeah. I mean, maybe 40 at the most. Right. I don't know.
Saw that night. How well do you know him? And do you know why he was out there around your boys?
Yeah, a lot of our neighbors heard, you know, us screaming Summer's name, and so I don't know for sure if I was there, but I've known him for years.
I'm gonna end this show, but I mean, if you said everything, I'm not looking into the church people to make you angry. I'm looking into the church people because they were some of the last people around your daughter, Donald.
No, they weren't around her at all. They was at our house, and nobody was here but me. I wasn't here.
So when Robin tells Chris McDonough,
Me, I wasn't here. Listen to that.
your daughter, Donald.
No, they weren't around her at all. They was at our house, and nobody was here but me. I wasn't here.
So when Robin tells Chris McDonough in that interview, and she said, yeah, but like I said before, you've been through hell. Me too. Most people cannot understand certain things unless they've been through hell. I never said I plan, I'm sure how. You know what I mean?
Online speculation, as he says, some have claimed he is involved. Did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance?
Well, I'm at work all day, every day, you know. I love my daughter with all my heart. I try and love everybody. And it's been a real experience, you know, me turning to YouTube for help and seeing the nature. I've never seen anything like this in my life, so it's quite a lesson to me. I've never been on YouTube or experiencing it.
Now, this was a very weird situation. Like, anytime I see interview or them talking in a phone like this, that's when I take little teeny photos of what is going on here. So this here is what's going on in this little teeny photo. It's very strange. All right, let's open this up. They're sitting on chairs. This is suspicious to me, I have to say. Very. Like I don't like this at all, because this whole situation right here is suspicious to me.
I love my daughter with all my heart. I I try and love everybody. And it's been a real experience, you know, me turning to YouTube for help and seeing the nature. I've never seen anything like this in my life, so it's quite a blessing to me. I've never been on YouTube or Facebook or anything. I don't think I will help it, but it's been quite an experience. It's been very educational. You know, I've learned a lot.
So, yes or no to the question?
Okay. Oh. Well, I mean, no.
They haven't accused you of Candace or anything, right? Guys, I heard
Man,
something.
Hey, you have to. I have 7 alibis.
What?
If not more. Baby, don't break my fucking door. Come on.
No,
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't going on. She's going down.
Right?
Yep.
Yes, I meant to ask you some more questions. I told you this. Did you do anything this summer? No. Do you know what happened this summer? No. Do you know who took summer?
No.
Anybody in your family involved with this?
Now I have one more. So these are really kind of a crack of shit, right?
Yeah, she's very healthy.
Did you guys ever try to have her memorize phone numbers at all? Would there be any way she would know mom's phone number or your phone number or grandma's by chance?
No, that's one thing I wish I could have done or would have thought about. You know, even just 911. You know, if something happens, if she could just find a phone and dial 911 would be a really good thing. We just never thought anything like this would ever happen.
Right.
I thought we was perfectly safe here.
Oh, and yeah, to clear that up, because they're thinking that apart too, saying you always knew something was going to happen this summer. You didn't mean you thought she was going to get abducted or anything like that. Could you explain what you meant by you always thought something was going to happen?
Yeah, I just always had a feeling deep down. You know, I don't know if an angel was telling me that or letting me know, but I always just had a feeling that something was going to happen to her. You know, and I've told Candace, I don't know how many times to watch her closely. She's my baby. I love her with all my heart. Please watch her closely. And I just attribute it to God letting me know ahead of time to be ready for something. I just didn't know what it was, you know, until it happened. And then when it happened, you know, of course I knew, you know, that you know, that's the only way I can really explain it.
Yeah,
So I think we all do have
a sense of something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our angels, you know, we all have angel also.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Go ahead. I know that we all have guardian angels. You know, I'm not good with birthdays. I don't know. I never paid much attention to that. I barely even remember my own, so I don't know. I know why it's because it's September 11th, 2000. I shouldn't say that, but it's just easy to remember that it's September 11th.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said that, but
That's okay. We can edit that out. Yep.
No problem.
Yep. How was summer with all of the animals that you guys would take in? I bet she must have really loved that.
yeah, she loves all animals and love life.
think, like, have hope that summer's alive. Some people wonder, why do you speak in past tense? If you still think, like, have hope that summer's alive. Some of us, including myself, like, when I saw you on the news, I noticed that you speak as if summer's gone, and you see all the comments everyone says too. But yes.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I can't quite explain all that. You know, I mean, I try to catch myself because I know people are on the guard for that and watching for that. But it's just, I guess, the language I've learned. I don't know. I can't really explain that. There's no. I wish I had an example of a sentence that I might have said. I don't know. I can't think of any right this second. I think a lot of people speak in past tense and not realize it. I don't know. Yeah, that's true.
I've had some people reach out to me who have actually had missing loved ones or passed on ones, and they actually say that it's more common to speak in past tense, so they actually didn't see a problem and they wanted to.
We haven't had that problem for a while, so I don't know. As far as we know, just summer, I wasn't even aware of it, but my neighbors made us aware of it. Yeah, there was, I don't know. I'd like to find summer, but I don't think the police know anything. Nobody. She got a pretty good taste of what the church was like, though, and I'm sure she felt the spirit there. You know, I want to save my kids. You know, that's all we can do. Pray God. Well, you know, this world it's almost to an end already. It ain't gonna be a whole lot longer before it gets real evil and wicked. No matter what we do, it's just gonna get real bad. So Jesus' second coming is not far off. I just hope that there's a way. You know, I want to save my kids. You know, I wanted to keep them in that church, and now I worry what's going to happen this summer. Is she going to be able to be saved in the resurrection and stuff? I don't have those answers.
So when he speaks back then here, he's saying he doesn't know what's going to happen. I hope she's saved in the resurrection. So in his mind, what he's saying is she's already there. Right? Listen how he says it.
It's just going to get real bad. So Jesus' second coming is not far off. I just hope that there's a way. You know, I want to save my kids. You know, I wanted to keep them in that church, and now I worry what's going to happen this summer. Is she going to be able to be saved in the resurrection and stuff? I don't have those answers. She got a pretty good taste of what the church was like, and I'm sure she felt the spirit there.
So I feel as if she was at that church to learn what's in the resurrection. To learn, like that's what I'm getting from his words. Spiritually, it's to me saying she went to that church to prepare herself, and he doesn't know if she was saved because she went for the resurrection. That's how I hear it.
So I think that'll help her recognize things. You know, I mean, it's not her fault that she's kidnapped. It's not her fault in whatever situation she's in. God takes all these things into account. So I have to put my trust in God and do my very best, keep my commandments, and try to bring my neighbors and friends to the knowledge of Christ. Try to save as many people as we can, you know, because it's going to get bad. It's happening every day. just keeps getting worse. And you can see it, on Facebook, everything. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It is. It is getting constantly worse. People are getting meaner, more selfish, and like even just more.
Wait, and then there's one other thing about the door.
It's the same name and everything, just it's a different person.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now with some
Wait, what was that?
Selfish, and like even just more.
Don, did you know that Jose was a registered sex offender?
That's a different Jose. The guy that they keep pulling up out of Utah, that's not the same person. Yeah, that guy, he's never been to Tennessee. I don't even know.
Do you think that do you think this was planned out, or do you think someone just saw her that day and took her? Or do you think this was a plan someone had?
I don't know. It seems to me, like I say, that I think she might have been profiled off TikTok or something like that. We just don't know right now. There's no way of knowing, I just keep praying that God will reveal all these things as soon as possible. Let us know and help us to find out. That's my biggest prayer,
Was she ever getting bullied or anything on TikTok?
No, nothing like that. No, so we're still trying to figure some things out. And it's pretty bad, when the law don't want to let you know anything. I don't know.
For a night or two, right? Robin called you to come back?
No.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you, Don, and I don't know if I've got this mixed up, but was there a time after Summer left that you went to another state?
No. No. So I've been here ever since.
No, he went to Kentucky for a night or two, right? Robin called you to come back?
No, I never went to Kentucky. I went to Utah for like 4 months before Summer disappeared because I was trying to move our family out there. I want.
So it's so obvious that the story wasn't set very well. He contradicts a lot now. I think a lot. There's one, let me see if it's in here. Wait. There's a lot in his video. If you, let's say you flip through this video, I want to show you something. So, I know a lot of people are saying, look what's behind his ear, look what's in here. This video, if you go slowly, I have no idea if he's sitting by Grandis's RV, it changes, like everything shifts back there. It's not her RV. It changes. Look. It almost looks like Brian Kohlberger's car. But see, look behind him, it just all changes. The background makes no sense. And then it changes again. See, those are the boxes. Like, if you want to get real picky, like there's this video, this particular video has a lot of information and elements in it. Really quite most of the videos that I got from Voices Behind the Wall, Let me see if I got it. Did it? Here's my screenshot. Oh, here's a picture of how big that baby is. That's how big the baby really is. That's big. And the head's not covered. Where'd the screenshot go? Oh, here it is. Okay, let me show you an example. So if you go and look at this video and look what's behind it, you're going to see it's nothing more other than the elements of his daughter's case. Boxes are here. So it's an interesting video to do that. Red truck behind him. This is what's behind him. And then on the left side, there's a lot of other stuff. Let's see. See, that's not an RV on his left-hand side. His face, I'm sure, changes too. I'm quite positive this isn't the Don that we know. See behind him? And notice how he's in a box. See how he's talking in a box? They have rims like it's a box. Let me show you. It's not like it's the edge of their interview. Let me show you. It's the rim of a box that it always looks this way. Look. It's like they talk in a frickin' telephone thing. See? It's a ridge. Always is. It's always a ridge. Stick behind him. There's a lot in here. See, I could get really tricky. Like in the back, he has letters on the car. See, it's hard to stop when I'm on the computer. Let's see. See, and you go into, so when I go into the smaller window, oh, this dog has to eat. Go into the smaller window. Right here. Give you an example, and then I could pull this shit apart next time. So this is what's in this smaller window behind him. These are called elements to his daughter's case. This is what I just showed you, what's behind him. Those are elements. It's on him. And that's the stuff that I grab so so it aids me to tell you the story. And all that stuff behind him shifts. I mean, this will be very interesting. I'll put a PDF together with these. See how it wants to show a different face? See? I told you there's someone else back here. Look. That's not Don. So when I say, oh, there's so many different Bennies, it goes with all of them. Like, this isn't the Don we know, but this is a Don that's hiding within the darkness of this video. So I brightened that up. And here is just another person's face. You see. And I venture to say there's many of them in here. Look what's behind him now. This will be fun. I'll go through this and make a little PDF for you guys. Not Don. Look at his neck. Look at that. That ain't Don. That's not Don. There's a lot of different people in here. Like right there. It's an old man. Older than him. And all of these things. All of these in between have a story to tell. See that? That's not him. Right there. Look at those eyes. Those aren't Don's eyes. Look. And I gotta go feed this little one. So this is a perfect example of deep fake. So Don's face is being used as the deep fake over this person who is the victim beneath Don's face. Because that's not Don. It's a victim. That's a victim. And this other victim has a mustache. One of them does and one of them doesn't. Many in here. It's hard to stop. My dog is laying on my arm because he wants dinner. Look at that. That ain't Don, guys. This is going to end my little thing for tonight. And really watch. Watch and learn and question and re-look at things, because it's never what it appears to be. Not when it comes to these cases. Never is. SUMMERWELLS has shown us a lot. I am going to call it a night. This was absolutely amazing. Thank you for that super sticker earlier. Look at that. It's like a baby's face in here. And I will come back with photos that come from this video. Not tonight, tomorrow. Because for tonight, I am definitely done. I'm going to show you that this video looks like it is worth putting some time into, because this is what's in the teeny corner by his face. That baby face. Creepy. All right, Muffin Top, thank you so much for keeping everything good here. It was great. Thank you, subscribers and listeners. If you haven't subscribed, that would be a great way to support the channel or become a member. Thank you all again. This was great. I was definitely on here for a nice long time. All right, you guys, have a good night. Ooh, God, I can't stop moving my finger. Ooh. Have a good night. Thank you. God bless you. Keep everyone safe and sound. And may peace come real soon. Take care, guys.